Hey, this is Gio with Strategic Edge Trading, and today we are going to be talking about the Stratus Engine. This is the core tool in the SkyMap trading platform. Um, this thing powers it all. It's a very, very powerful tool. I mean, we're looking at market structure. We're looking at long and short term trend. We're looking at momentum. We're looking at just about every aspect. I mean, the whole vision behind the Stratus engine was that, you know, I, I had students who were telling me that the chart analytics, it was really tough for them to wrap their head around. They were psyching themselves out. Is it is it choppy? Is that an order block? Like, what's going on? And I wanted to really simplify it as much as I could. So iteration after iteration, I had them testing it, and then they go, I still don't see it the way you do. Until finally, here we are today, where this thing it reads like a stoplight, right? If you can follow the simple rules of traffic, then I'm pretty sure that you could also trade the markets with the Stratus engine. So first things first, I recommend a dark color palette for your chart. Why? Because that's what I use. And honestly, I built all this stuff for me. So, uh, everything is fully customizable. So you definitely can get in there into the settings, switch the colors out to things that are going to pop on your chart or resonate with you but this is kind of the color palette that I've been looking at for a long time and didn't want to switch it. So black backdrop, I've got white up candles, blue down candles, and that's how I kind of work it. So when we add this, we're going to go into our indicators. We're going to go to invite only, and you're looking for SkyMap, members only Stratus Engine. Okay. Once we've got that on the chart, I like it to be as plug and play as possible. You shouldn't really have to be getting into the settings to fiddle around too much. I will show you what's underneath the hood here in a little bit, but to start, we're going to go into the core concepts. What are we actually looking at? What are these crazy clouds on the chart that are by price? Why is price glowing? What's going on there? What are all these little signal plots? Is that a fair value gap? Oh God, you got break a structure, change a character on there, a super trend line, a safety line. Like, what's going on? It's a lot. But we're gonna kind of break it all down, make it real easy to read. So this one should be a home run for just about anybody, as long as you're not colorblind, in which case, that could be a bit of a struggle. I don't have an answer for that one just yet, but we'll get right into clouds first. So with clouds, there's really just the three varieties. You see these green up clouds, those are bullish. You got blue down clouds, those are bearish. And you've got these gray kind of sideways going guys, and those are storm clouds, right? So, for the most part, they are exactly what they sound like. A bullish cloud is telling you that price action has been bullish. If price is above a bullish cloud, then it's probably a pretty trending move. If price is inside a bullish cloud, then it's kind of choppy, but it's still big picture heading up, right? But you got to live through these moments of pullback, but it is still trending up. Okay, so that is a bullish cloud. Now let's look at some blue ones, some bear clouds. Now this was not a very bearish day. Obviously, it had a nice run from 10:30 to 11:30 for a bear leg, but um, overall, you see a lot more time spent in the bullish clouds. And this is just yesterday. I'm not cherry picking charts or anything. I literally just pulled up yesterday. So this is where we're at now. It's the weekend. So nothing's happening. This is Friday. All right. So as we are looking at the bearish ones, same deal. Prices underneath a bearish cloud, well, that is a trending move. Prices inside a bearish cloud, it is choppy, but still heading down big picture. Okay. And then when you get into a storm cloud, call it a storm cloud because things get a little rocky. Things are just they're a little bit more tumultuous. In a storm cloud, I'm expecting a range. Now, whether that is a sweeping range, right? Like you see this, you got this whole nice big up move, and then what does it do? It sweeps down into probably like a ICT optimal trade entry sort of range. Yep, exactly the 50% pink, right? 50% retracement right there. And what did that 50% retracement look like in the cloud? It was a storm cloud because it was retracing into the range, and we anticipated it to do that, to stay in that range, right? So storm cloud, or sometimes you could see it be a little bit more tight range consolidation like this. Same general outcome though. I mean, it's chop. Whether it's big chop or it's tight chop, it's still chop. So that's kind of what we anticipate in the storm cloud scenario, right? A retracement through uh, recent price range or tight winding chop right there. Okay, so those are your three cloud conditions: bullish, storm, bearish. Okay, now the other big component are the glows. So we're going to start with red glows. And when we're talking about red glows, we're talking about the emergency brake on this roller coaster, right? We need to be able to stop this thing. The price is not acting right. Um, it's this cloud is no longer really being respected. It's time to get out. It's time to bail. So when you see a red glow in a bullish cloud structure like this, right? Where it's up. You're gonna say, maybe I'm not bullish anymore, and you're gonna flatten if you're in a bullish position. If you get a bonus signal like this delta squeeze, well, nope, I'm not gonna take that. I'm not gonna take that because the emergency brakes are on. I can wait. It'll be fine. There'll be a better opportunity where it's not a period of straight chop. I mean, look, red, straight chop, red, straight chop, red, straight chop, red, straight chop. I mean, I'm just going to trust that there's going to be a better opportunity for me and I can figure that out later. I don't need to be in the chop. All of the money that I've lost, all the accounts that I've blown, it's because I thought I was smart taking a trade in a zone like this. Oh yeah, I'll just wait it out. Because yeah, sure, it does go back up, but was my position size right? No. I was playing cowboy games. Did I have a protective stop on? No, I'm just gonna, oh, and then I get stopped out down here, and then it finally runs away without me when I could have just avoided all of this entirely. Waited for this break of structure right here. Got a got a better glow color and had a better trade somewhere down the line. Doesn't need to be here, right? So anyways, red glow, emergency brakes. Get out of the trade. Yellow glow, cautionary. You're technically in above the cloud. You're in the trend move, but you're probably somewhere near the end of that trend move, and it's probably going to reverse soon. 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 So here I'm just going. I don't know that I'm bullish anymore, guys. I'm probably flat. And up here, when I see yellow, I'm thinking about what it's going to be like to be bearish in about three candles, because that's what happens, right? Doesn't have to happen all the time. And like I said, sometimes you'll see, you're technically prices above that cloud or below that cloud, and it's glowing yellow, and it's just making, a sustained move. Well, it's just that mathematically, the Stratus engine has analyzed the chart, and it's telling you, hey, it's a high probability that there's a reversal impending. It doesn't mean that it's going to come immediately. So don't think that you can't see. sustained yellow clouds, but like on a choppy day, I like yellow to kind of trigger a reversal, and that's what it seemed to do all Friday. So just keep that in mind. Um, here you're starting to think about what it's going to be like to be bearish. Here you're starting to think about what it's going to be like to be bullish, what it's going to be like to be bullish. So that's your yellow. Red and yellow, I'm I'm not taking a whole lot of trades there. In fact, here you get a storm cloud trade and it turns red, but guess what? Red means I'm not bullish, but this storm cloud trade is bearish. So I might think about, storm cloud kicks off. I might want to take that down to the storm line right here as a scalp. And even though I'd have to live through that chop, technically it's still valid. Where uh, a red would kick you out, it might be here. You get this storm glow. So the next glow we'll talk about is a storm glow. It's the green one. So the green one says, hey, I know that this cloud isn't bearish yet. It's still a storm cloud, but I like how that's looking. And when you get that green glow, you are allowed to trade with the cloud line. The cloud line being this one that kind of changes colors. It's a little bit bigger than the other line of the cloud. It's generally the one that is following price right here, right? So they're moving in tandem together. If that storm line is blue, it's bearish. I get the green glow. Price is beneath the cloud line. Well, shoot, maybe I'm bearish right there. That sounds good to me. And I'm gonna hop in. I could scalp it to the storm line, or I could have a bigger target, something like the last low pivot here, looking for a change of character. It's worth noting that if you're in a prolonged storm glow situation, like prolonged, like it lasts a while, when you finally do get clear skies, that might be exhaustion. That might just be, ooh, we made it. And then it starts to ease off a little bit. But when you get like a storm glow that immediately goes into clear skies, then that's when you typically start to see a little bit more of a long run. And that's just a pro tip from me observing it for a long time. Um, so yeah, green glow, storm glow, I can trade with the cloud line. Then you get the blue glow, the turquoise glow. This one is what we call clear skies. Clear skies is a pretty lengthy, condition in terms of there's a lot of things, boxes that have to be checked before the Stratus engine is going to tell you that you're in a clear skies scenario. Okay. So if, the both short and long-term trend is with you, if there is a perceived, safety line in place and the safety line happens whenever there's a valid green or turquoise glow, whenever there's a valid storm or clear skies, you'll start to see a safety line develop. And when it gets violated for whatever reason, price is just not continuing on in the trend, you'll see the line get violated. And when that happens, typically a storm cloud will form, or you'll start to see a red glow, something along those lines that tells you, hey, that bullish directional move, we're either in a pullback or it's somewhere at its conclusion. Okay. Anyways, the conditions. Yeah. So trend, momentum via the BW. So we do have that calculating in the background, inside the Stratus engine, even though it does have its own standalone indicator that gives you a separate panel down at the bottom, looks like this. That shows trend momentum, accumulation, distribution, accumulation, and then trend momentum once again. Um, that's all being calculated in the background of Stratus Engine as well to help generate some of the bonus trade signal plots, and also to help find your prime clear skies opportunities. So when you get a clear skies glow, this turquoise, uh, that is, if you're already positioned, you've got an opportunity for something to maybe make a bit more of a sustained run. So maybe, you look at your TP level and you say, you know, I'm gonna I'm gonna really hold for that. Or you pick the nearest magnet level and you say, hey, I'm feeling good about it hitting there. So if we were to look at the magnet levels, here's what that would look like. So here we enter because we get the bonus signal in addition to the storm glow. We see it goes clear skies. I'm not really worried. I think it's gonna take out the next magnet level, and it sure does. Um, those things, these are the ones that you want to see. Those are where your opportunities primarily live. And that is, the big core concepts for baseline utilization of the cloud user interface. Now, when we're talking about, the confluences that you want to see these things happen at key levels. So, if you don't have SkyMap Plus, you might want to consider it because I really do pair these things a lot. I want to see I want to see these levels because I know that price is going to hit them and react. So these plot automatically every day at 7 a.m. They're locked in. So these lines were already here before the day started. And look, right here at the one dev, we get the reversal, chops right here on the Asia highs. The A5 level gets tapped on and tested multiple times throughout the day. Where does it come down to the sweep on the low side right beneath these Asia lows twice? So I like to know where, price is going to really respond to. When I'm starting to see something like a potential reversal and we just swept the Asia lows, I mean, come on, that's a gimme. That's a gimme right here. And when the storm cloud kicks off, that's a valid entry. And what if I started right down here and I took it all the way to Asia highs? 695 to 835. Yeah, I mean that's my whole week's target in a day in one trade. I'll take that over and over and over again. So when you can get these kind of setups coming off of key levels, these magnet levels that we utilize in the sky map, I mean it's definitely gonna make that a really powerful setup. When we're talking risk management, obviously I am using the risk manager, and the risk manager is going to automatically plot my stop. So like let's go to the current stringer price. Current stringer price is super thin because there's no liquidity at the end of the day, but it was in a bullish cloud, right? So most recently, you're getting a little X here, so we might be heading, no, it's back up. So I'm gonna say bullish cloud. So we're gonna say here in our risk manager that I am bullish. We're not trading micro gold, we're trading micro NASDAQ. So we're going to say it's 50 cents a tick. I'm trading a 50K prop account where I've got 2,500 in drawdown. So I'm going to use 10% of my max drawdown. Uh, and I'm bullish. So it's going to automatically calculate everything for me. So because the stop ticks is only 30, like it's so close. Right now it's saying I got a 16 contracts, and this would be where my stop is. So when it's coming to stop, I'm looking at the last pivot, right? The last opposite pivot from where I am at. So say I'm entering long here. I'm going to put my stop somewhere beneath this level where I had a pivot. I'm going to be a little bit behind it. I don't really care if it gets hit, it gets hit. It is what it is. If I'm right, and the sky map tends to be, uh, then I'm not going to be, my stop's not going to be there for very long anyways. I'm going to start to trail it up, here along the safety line. Trail, 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 trail. And where do I get taken out? Violate safety line right here, where we get a red glow. That's an emergency brake anyways. Doesn't matter because I went from 24,870 all the way to 24,952. 80 points. I mean, it's a one and done. Anything over 25 points, if I log a if I log a 25 point trade, I'm locked out anyways. My chart is not going to let me trade. It will not show me any sort of price. It will not show me anything. It's just going to tell me that my target's been hit because the risk manager locks you out. So when it comes to management, I'm really trusting in my risk manager. I'm going to let it tell me how many contracts. I'm going to let it tell me where to put my stop because I programmed it to be better at doing math on the fly than I am. So that's my personal strategy. I mean, you have your own money management. That's fine. But if you're trying to stay prop firm risk compliant, then I would definitely recommend utilizing the SkyMap um, risk manager that comes with SkyMap Plus. It takes care of all that hard work for you. And like I said, there's going to be plenty of opportunity to trade your stops up. You'll see. I'm adding on to trades. I'm moving my stop up. I'm adding on to trades so I can maintain at least, or at most a 1R risk, but I like to get up to two or three times my initial position size while lowering my overall risk exposure. I love pyramiding into clear skies right up to a target and just taking profit. Somewhere when the BW started to look exhausted. Oh, look, right at the level where I called is where the BW got exhausted and it said to take profit anyways. Bink. It's exactly where I'd want to be. I want to get in with the storm entry, see it go clear skies, and hold all the way to that level. That's my kind of trade. Okay. Let me find some storm cloud trades so we can we can kind of cover that a little bit. Uh, uh, so here we get a storm cloud kicking off, and we already had it kind of give us the, hey, don't take this delta squeeze. You see, it was a yellow caution, like don't take this delta squeeze. Yeah, yeah, it's clear skies, but there, boom, I get a um, I get a I get a storm cloud kickoff. A storm cloud kickoff is a trade. There's really two storm cloud trades. So a storm cloud kickoff, it happens. It's just now starting. I want to take that down to the storm line, that super trend line. Okay. Um, Alternatively, we would have been underneath a storm cloud and then it closes back in it. I'm thinking about going long and targeting either the level that's at the top of the storm cloud or just straight up targeting the top of the storm cloud. That is like, so there's the storm cloud kickoff, there's the storm cloud re-entry, but because with the storm cloud we're always anticipating a range, that's kind of the why. Does it always work? No, it doesn't always work. So like right here, you get a storm cloud kickoff and your pivot's right here, so your stop's probably right here, you get stopped out. It happens, right? But that's 1R versus, these trades that you're going to be in where you can take them for multiples, right? 2, 3, 4R. So, um, not really worried about it. And if you're always using your risk manager to control your position size, push your edge when you're being consistently right, maybe pull back your position size when we're taking some losses because what tends to happen is we rush the next trade. We don't necessarily wait for the best setups. So in those moments where maybe your judgment is compromised, risk manager automatically pulls back your allocation a little bit. Says, hey, you took 6 contracts on that last one. I know the stop is about the same here, but you're going to get 3, right? And that's going to protect you because, you take a winner, you called it right, you were patient, you waited for the right setup. What happens? You get your risk allocation back. Risk manager says, hey, we're going to promote you back to full risk. And I let those things kind of play out within the system. I don't need to think too hard about what it takes to be successful because this is a really good framework for that. I wait for some sort of key level to be swept. I wait for the cloud to be in alignment with my expectation. I wait for the willy to re-enter the range and show me that momentum is with me and that we have a clear target ahead. I see that I'm in clear skies. I might push my edge, move my stop up, increase my size, and then take my profits. That is the SkyMap trading framework in a nutshell. The bonus trades are just opportunities. You know, maybe if I'm already in that position and I get this golden third, well, maybe that's where I choose to add on. Maybe that's the kind of supplemental confirmation that I'm looking for that tells me, yeah, we've been in the cloud. It feels a little choppy, but you know, mathematically, it's on my side. Let's go for it, right? So, you know, those are just some pro tips. You know, ways to trade the storm clouds. You know, you're always going to have your best opportunities after liquidity sweeps. Oh, here's one for you though. Clear skies late in a trend is probably a bust, right? So here you see we get the storm cloud kickoff up here, and where are we in the BW? We're in the upper extreme where it is distributing. So now when we enter the range, we're thinking like, oh, we've got a ways to go. But guess what? This move gets exhausted really fast. You know, it makes a good size drop, but it gets exhausted really fast, and you were in the storm glow for a long time. And then what happens down here? You get that clear skies. Well, that clear skies is hitting already almost in the extreme on the Willy, and you've been bearish for a while, and it's just now hitting clear skies. To me, that's pretty suspect, especially since we just had a change of character. Whenever you get some kind of structure shift right there, always anticipate a retracement back into the range. So, like something like this, a clear skies that happens super late after a run like that, I might look at that, and even though it's turquoise, I might treat it more like a yellow personally, just because I've seen it so many times. Um, you know, like I said, you know, oh, and here's one for you too. Say you want to enter clear skies down here. Your last pivot's all the way up here. Your stop is so big, you got one contract on. You're gonna live through it. You're gonna hit this target. But look at you're risking like three to make one. And you got to be targeting the next target. I mean, if you're trying to go beneath that, you do hit it, but I mean there's so many variables in play. So, you know, your best target is always your closest target. Base hits are going to get you paid, right? So that's going to be my recommendation. If you get something like this late in the trend, it's a pass for me. Last thing I'll say is that when you get the right delta squeeze, that thing is money. You know, I don't know that any happened really on this day. None that are like spectacular, but sometimes, man, you get that delta squeeze, and that's really the spot. But doesn't look like I got any ones that were too crazy on this particular day on the chart. Yeah, so you know, in conclusion, guys, I do want to, I don't want to take up any more time on this. I think we covered just about everything. You know, I really want to encourage you to study the patterns. Every instrument is a little different, but this is going to work wherever there's liquidity. If there's institutional liquidity in play, then the SkyMap is going to work. So NQ, ES, I mean, I know what you're thinking. Geo, they're the same chart. You're right. They mostly are. But I got to show you anyways because it's the most traded instrument on the planet. See, Bink, reversal, storm cloud kickoff. This I can ignore because this is telling me I shouldn't be bullish, but I'm currently bearish. And where do I take it to? Storm line. Call it a day. But I also get the storm line glow. So maybe I choose to hold because I get the storm line glow. And then down here, I start to get suspicious when I get clear skies glow because I've been bearish so freaking long now. Take profit, and it's the exact same trade. So I don't need to tell you about it again because ES and NQ are wildly correlated. Gold I trade. Um, I trade it more in Asia than I do in New York, if I'm being honest. But SkyMap works all the time. Uh, yeah. Look, clear skies. What a run! Wow, what a run! And you know, if you took this Oh, you couldn't take that delta squeeze. You got a red glow there. Doesn't matter. Here, bing, bing. Good delta squeeze there as well. It works. It works. Everywhere you go, it works. Good, clear skies. This is the Russell. So, yeah, I mean, put it on your instrument. Start getting some pattern recognition in. Do your chart study. Oh, that's a nice delta squeeze right there. Get your chart study in. Really, really look for how, your instrument is reacting around those key levels. Look for the indicators that, maybe you just got a good reversal setting up. Um, Try and start to find those things. Go into chart replay, watch it live on the charts for a couple of days, trade it in sim before you're taking it to your prop account or to your live account. I definitely want you to get some practice in. I use it with great success day in, day out. Like I said, in the Asian, the London, and the New York sessions on various instruments. We've back tested this on just about every instrument you can think of, from Forex pairs to indices to precious metals. Anecdotally, in single stock equities, livestock commodities, grains, all kinds of things, and just about anything that gets traded, we've looked at this on, um, and it's been very, very consistent, both on small and large time frames. So I'm really excited for you to get started with it and to see all the great trades that you guys can execute. I'm sending good vibes your way. We'll catch you on the next one to talk about the BW Momentum Oscillator.